What's up, everybody? How are you this evening? It is the week 9 waivers show. Boy, do we have a big show in store for you guys. Just Shepard here. And I'm joined by, of course, the Jonesy, the Jones and Goat, the Algonzi. You're going to get to know that name soon. Yeah, we're gonna get to all the top ads, the streamers, who we like. We've displayed them here for you, but we could talk about them in depth. We're going to talk about them in depth, but first, Tuesday strikes again in the NFL. Jonesy, what a day! I think we were expecting a day like this, weren't we?
Yeah, we were kind of thinking something would happen, but I mean, it was just like the last few hours here. My phone was just notification. It's just like everything's happening. So,
yeah. Again, you gotta tip your hat to obviously the very talented reporters that are out there that are, plugged in, glued into these teams, to these players, to their sources. You also got to give credit and tip the hats to, some of the other, some other aggregates, content creators, people that again are very much, invested into the NFL by giving us and providing us with, predictable outcomes that took place today. Well, I mean, again, there's the benching of Anthony Richardson, and this was the writing was on the wall, and then it became even more evident by comments that were made by him. Then comments that were made from the head coach Shane Steichen, and they're going to now start Joe Flacco. He was benched week 9.
I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, you know how I feel about Richardson. Every start sit.
It is
show.
Some of it is start shit. Absolutely.
I couldn't recommend Colts wide receivers. I mean, even if I wanted to, I'm like, this dude throws 10 completions a game. I mean, how you're not going to win football games like that?
No, you're absolutely not. Joe Flacco, again, the guy is he's like Teflon. What he did last season for the Browns and what he did in a limited fashion, few games this season, he's now going to get inserted into the Colts. He's going to lead the Colts under center at age 38, 39. And, man, I mean, look, there was a very small sampling last season from him. A lot of it was positive, but there was also some glaring, things that not I don't want to say that they were overlooked, but at the same time it was like, okay, you expected him to, I guess, progress, mature, whatever you want to say it, and it has not come to fruition. It went south. It went south real fast, as you alluded to. You can't start in this league by only completing, around 10, 12 passes.
Yeah.
Now, and again, it's there are flashes of talent here from this man. There are. We saw it. We saw it 2 days ago with a connection, with a nice touchdown throw to Josh Downs. But there's too much that was not showing up, and it's unfortunate. It is.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get when you take the guy that has the most athletic ability in that draft class by far, but he was the most raw in talent, and you throw him out there day one. What do you expect? And then he gets injured last year, so everyone just assumed he would be better this year because it's year 2, but he's still a rookie essentially because he hasn't even played a full season yet. I mean, just sit the kid, teach him how to throw a ball. I mean, all he can do is throw it deep. And it's not even like he's running the ball well either. I mean, he's not doing anything well. I mean, the Colts are 4-4, I think. Texans are 6-2 in that division. The Texans are slow. They're having issues right now. The Colts can take this division.
The Colts had that game. But again, I think it really came to a head. Really, the poor play aside, and everything that you're saying, factual and glaring, jarring, whatever you want to say. You can't make a comment that you're tired. You just can't. You may feel tired.
At least it was honest.
Okay, but that's not something that you could say out loud. You can't. Like you could say, you know where you could say that. You could probably say that at you could say that at Google headquarters to a manager that you've worked with for several years in like one of those nice, playful spaces that I'm sure that they have within their offices. You could make a remark like that in an environment like that. In this type of environment, in the NFL, when everything is on the line, on a per game basis, you can't make that remark where it now gets broadcasted to the masses. So that's that. I mean, look. Is the kid done in the league? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. He may get another opportunity for the Colts, or this could end up in another situation that I'm very familiar with in one Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson got a lot more opportunities than Anthony Richardson. Look at what it took for Bryce Young to get back on the field in Carolina. Now he's got himself another opportunity. The situation's not wonderful for him. I think the situation is better in Indianapolis. But look, if it's going to take an awful lot. As long as Flacco stays upright, it's going to take an awful lot for Anthony Richardson to play quarterback again for the Colts. That's just my opinion.
I mean, unless they're just somehow losing and they're going to miss the playoffs or something like that. Or injury. There's no reason to bring him back in this year. Just let the dude sit, let him learn.
Yeah,
get the best QB coaches you can find. And see if you can turn it around. That's not to tout the Packers, but they brought Tom Clements, QB coach, back to Green Bay, and he helped develop Jordan Love. And I'm not saying Jordan Love's some super all-star, but for what Love is today compared to what he was his rookie year or even his second year is light years difference. So you find the right coach, you can turn things around, but it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah, no, that again, I think that's part of the reason why Shane Steichen was hired. His ability to work with the quarterback. Same thing for Dave Canales in Carolina, to be able to fix the quarterback. Shane Steichen is going to have to try to, figure out exactly what the issue is with Anthony Richardson, or, again, Joe Flacco's not your long-term solution. However, they're playing for 2024. They're playing for this year's Super Bowl. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah, all right. Let's move on to the other big news. Jonesy, speaking of Dave Canales and the Carolina Panthers, they just decided, you know what? There's no reason that we should keep DIONTE Johnson any longer. This experiment, this ensemble of offensive skill players, including our quarterbacks. You know what? Let's just get. Why don't we see what we could get for DIONTE Johnson? Well, you know what you got for DIONTE Johnson?
Nothing. They got, I'm looking at it right now, a 5th round pick, and they gave up DIONTE Johnson and a 6th round pick. So they moved up 1 round from the 6th to the 5th. That's it.
Yeah. I don't think actually. I'm going to go out on a limb based on our years of watching this game, loving this game, playing fantasy. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make a not so hot take. Deontay Johnson's better than that.
Oh yeah, by far.
So
he's the new alpha in Baltimore. I mean, plain and simple. As long as him and Lamar can get a connection going.
I mean, yeah. Well, that goes without saying, and I was going to get to that. But I'm saying, like, what the Carolina Panthers got in return for Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson, to me, warrants more than that. So Carolina, for lack of a better word, in terms of this deal, they got fleeced, but it doesn't seem like they cared.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
They're moving on, I mean, which is, they never should have signed him in the first place, honestly.
They're moving on, all right. Now we could definitely dive into, what you just mentioned in terms of Deontay Johnson in Baltimore. Would you trade Flowers for Montgomery? Smitty Goat. Well, Jones a Goat over here just said that Deontay Johnson is the now Alpha 1 on the Ravens. Deontay Johnson definitely has more experience than Zay Flowers. That goes without saying. I mean, that there's no getting around that in terms of, how many years Deontay Johnson's been in the league versus Zay Flowers in 1 full rookie season plus 8 games. Deontay Johnson's a better wide receiver than Zay Flowers.
Yeah. Well, let me put it this way. I mean, Zay Flowers and Lamar do have that connection already. So
this is
Deontay may not become that alpha, but it's going to be a 1A, 1B situation. It doesn't help either of them. It helps the Ravens in real life football.
Agreed.
But fantasy wise, it doesn't help either of them. So if you're a Flowers owner or a Deontay owner, hopefully you're not both. On the same team.
I bet you they are. I bet you.
If you are, their ceilings are now capped. I mean, I don't see how they are both.
They swallow. They get swallowed by one another.
Pretty much, yes.
Yes, absolutely. Now, would you trade Flowers for Montgomery in a heartbeat?
Yeah. I mean, unless that trading Flowers is really going to kill your wide receivers and,
in a heartbeat.
You're going to be starting, someone way worse.
Well, Smitty Goat's probably going to promote someone that's on the roster into like a wide receiver too. It depends on the roster, but I mean, David Montgomery, again, Deontay Johnson now coming onto the field with Zay Flowers, with Mark Andrews. You could kiss Rashad Bateman goodbye for fantasy purposes.
Yeah. He's droppable.
You
can drop him.
I want to know. I want the fantasy manager here that had Rashad Bateman in that starting spot. Not this past week, obviously, but 2 weeks ago, week 7, when he went off, when everybody was like falling over themselves with Rashad Bateman. That's how much they love Rashad Bateman. Now, again, for fantasy purposes, goodbye, right? But now, real life NFL, it's like, they're salivating. They're salivating with those 3 wide receivers, with Mark Andrews, with Isaiah Likely, with the King, with Justice Hill. And, this is a fantastic football team. Fantastic football team. They better they better do something with that secondary. But I would do the deal, Smitty. You're a goat. Mike Evans is Mike Evans is still going to be out in another week or two.
Oh, that's the problem. He's got London and Dell. So, if hopefully he probably only starts 2 wide receivers. So, Montgomery would go. I'm not sure what his running backs look like, but instead of playing a flex wide receiver, you're just playing a running back. Flex.
In one of my dynasty teams, I tried to trade Montgomery after last season, after a semifinal finish, and it's Montgomery. No, I'm sorry. You know what? I should really smack myself. I have DeAndre Swift with Montgomery and JT. I was trying to get rid of DeAndre Swift. I could not get rid of him for a 2nd-round pick. I was being offered 3rd-round picks. I wouldn't do it. Look at what DeAndre Swift's been doing now, and I have Montgomery with JT, and now I have to kind of now that JT's back, Monty has to go into one of these flexes because I have to start DeAndre Swift. So to your point, yeah, is Monty now going to go into a flex spot for the Smitty goat? The running backs are Nate. You see that the running backs are Jordan Mason is now goodbye.
Javonte, Chase Brown. Yeah, do that trade 100%. You need him. And the good thing is he already had his bye, so he's just plug it, and he's your starting running back every week.
I'm gonna concur. Yeah, again, Zay Flowers. I kind of feel like they want him to be that Jaden Reed type of wide receiver. That dude that's gonna that Rashee Rice from last season. That guy's gonna be just doing a lot of designed plays for Zay Flowers. Deontay Johnson is just your more prototypical wide receiver that could pretty much do all the routes.
Yeah.
He catches the damn ball. He's a little bit stronger than Zay Flowers, just with my own naked eye. Yeah. Look, again, for fantasy purposes, I would say that they both swallow one another. You're gonna start if you're a Deontay Johnson owner. You're not getting rid of him. You're still gonna start him, and you're still gonna. Most managers are gonna have to start Flowers or trade him, as Smitty Goat's about to do. Yeah, big deal today. Holy smokes, big deal. And also, Smitty Goat's got Tank Dell. So let's talk about that because that perfectly ties into the trifecta of news today for Waiver Wire Tuesday with all this news. Stephon Diggs predictably winds up on IR. Well, here we are, folks. Were you able to hear that drum roll? All right, so Stephon Diggs played 8 weeks for the Texans. I believe week 1 he scored 2 touchdowns. I'm not even looking at the damn stats. I'm not. He has not done much. So I don't see how this doesn't, in my opinion, negatively affect the Texans because they didn't have him last season, and they're pretty much in the same spot in terms of their standings as they were last season. They're on the top of the division. But something's off with the Texans. I think we can all agree with that. Something is off. I don't know if it's a combination. Well, it is a combination. It's a combination of CJ Stroud's off. They're not as explosive. They are running the ball more. So now that's negatively impacted Tank Dell. There's no Nico Collins, and we haven't seen a Tank Dell takeoff. Tank Dell scoring 2 days ago. If he did not score, Jonesy, I'd have to. I would close this whole thing. I would close the laptop down. We wouldn't be able to show our faces if he didn't score last week. We knew he was going to score last week, goats. We knew it, but we wanted more. We needed more. We didn't get more. Something's off.
Yep.
I'm going to blame Joe Mixon.
It's if you look at last year, they didn't have a running game, and it forced them to pass, which resulted in what we saw last year. You know, this year Mixon's just running over everyone. You know, so they don't necessarily need the pass as much. And I mean, you know, in the offseason, I was one of those guys that said, hey, you know, be careful with your CJ Stroud expectations.
I don't remember that.
But
I believe you.
You know, a lot of people were, you know, oh, he's gonna be MVP, blah blah blah.
He was probably
quarterbacks do struggle sometimes in the second year, or they don't keep ascending, and everyone has such high expectations. That's the problem in fantasy, is everyone has such high expectations for everyone that when they do normal things, it's looked at as bad.
Like, if you're immortal, damn you.
You know, like,
damn you. If you're immortal, if you're human, not everybody could be a goat. Not everyone is a goat. Well, if you hear you're a goat, we all play. We're gonna play like goats in terms of fantasy. But Tank Dell.
Let me ask you this: is there anyone else in Houston that you're interested in? Are you interested in a John Michie, in a Hutchinson, does Dalton Schultz go up in your eyes?
Yes.
I mean, to me, the person that's going to succeed is whoever takes over that possession role. Because Tank Dell's a deep ball guy, Nico Collins is a deep ball guy. So it could be Dalton Schultz that sees a huge uptick here if he's doing those underneath routes, because that's what Diggs was doing. That's what they need.
To me, it's the tight end Dalton Schultz in this situation until Nico Collins returns, where they could get more of their playbook available, more of their plays open. But again, that's when Nico Collins returns. If Nico Collins returns to Nico Collins, but until then, or at least this week, I would be relying on Dalton Schultz, and I think we're going to have to start Tank Dell again. Just early preliminary.
You're pretty much starting Tank Dell the rest of the season now.
We're gonna have to start Tank Dell again. Smitty, go. What wide receiver should I go after to replace Flowers? On waivers? Well, if it's on waivers, we've got some options here. We do. So the question would be start Flowers or Dell this week. No. I want you. I think we're going to endorse the trade. I think I would want Monty on the team. Yeah. We're going to start Tank Dell. And look, is Cedric Tillman available to you? Are you going to be able to get him? Can you go out and get what about Jerry Jeudy or Elijah Moore? I mean, but again, Cleveland's got a tough matchup coming up, and their schedule isn't that wonderful either. However, I expect them to continuously be in the type of game script and being down in games, and Jameis Winston still loves throwing the damn ball, where I think these wide receivers could wind up benefiting. Is Xavier Legette available? All these guys, these would be my targets. Again, that's who that would be for waivers. Now that DIONTE Johnson's gone, who the hell is Adam Thielen still on IR?
Yeah. I mean, another guy to look out for is why am I drawing a blank on his name? Jacksonville. Help me out, Sieg.
Parker Washington.
No.
Gabe Davis.
Why couldn't I remember Gabe Davis? Because he's irrelevant until today.
What about Parker?
I mean,
because I think Gabe Davis is a little.
Davis is probably.
I hear sneaky streamers. So Smitty, can you guys add? Yeah, could you add Parker? Possibly. Look, SoCal Wolf, who is one of our analysts here, is going to fully endorse Parker Washington, whether that's with Gabe Davis or without Gabe Davis. It's probably full on without Gabe Davis, and probably
Look at
half.
it this way: they're probably both viable now.
Yeah,
because
Jacksonville
Kirk's out and Brian Thomas Jr. is out 2 to 4 weeks.
Jacksonville's decimated.
And Gabe Davis, like on Yahoo, 16% roster. He's probably available in the league if you need it. I'm not saying he's the best option, but if you're in a jam and you need someone, he's not a horrible option. Go back to that screen you just had up.
My sneaky streamers?
Yes.
Okay. Sneaky. They're sneaky.
Right,
we're sneaky goats. How about Jalen Cocker? Look, I'm going to give full credit to Debro over at the pros. He's fully endorsing Jalen Cocker. He was looking at Jalen Cocker in the preseason or in the draft process, back in March and April, February, March, April. So he likes Jalen Cocker.
You actually spelled his name wrong. It's actually Coker. There's no C.
Look, I mean, when the goats have to be fast,
Yep.
Just
so if someone's searching for them, they know there's no C in the name.
I went to the store earlier. I had to pick up some Gatorade. I had to pick up my Snickers. I had to, I go out at least once a day. I left my phone on the counter. Wasn't the first time I've left my phone on the counter. And of course, I've been going there for 100 years. I feel good about it, right? But of course, I'm in my home. Then I have to go back out to retrieve the phone. In between doing all this is when I'm putting together my sneaky streamers for the goats. And this is what took place. So, yeah, I think we all know who the hell we're talking about. Let's get back over here, though. Let's get back. Smitty, again, I want Monty on the team, and then we're going to put Dell in. And Smitty, we will be back for you all week. All week. Dell plays Thursday, though. Dell and Dalton Schultz and Bobby Trees for the Texans play Thursday night football against the putrid Jets.
Yep.
Jets beat them last year on Sunday. I think CJ Stroud missed a game or two last season with the concussion. He came back, played at MetLife outdoors, and the Jets actually beat them. That was, like a Zach Wilson Jets win. Nevertheless, is A-Chain and Sammy Darnold for Jaden Daniels a good trade? Holy smokes. If you could afford to send off the running back along with Sam Darnold for Jaden Daniels, that's a big boy right there. That's a big boy trade. Could you get back a running back?
Is the trade necessary though? That's my question.
Can you, if you really want to do that to get Jaden Daniels to replace Sam Darnold,
because to me now you're selling A-Chain before he's actually going to be usable now. With Tua back, his value skyrockets.
A-Chain had a great game.
Yeah,
remember A-Chain?
And I mean, if you're in a 10-team league, no way. If you're in a 12-team league, I'm even hesitant. If you were in a 14-team, a 16-team, I would maybe start thinking about it. Maybe.
This dude, Jaden Daniels, is no joke. I get that, a little bit of that 9 points, that 9 fantasy points came on the Hail Mary, but this dude's pretty solid, man. I have him in the Warrior Bowl. It's only a 4-point touchdown pass, but I'm killing it because of his rushing. You get it. You're
not denying that he's not good, but here's the thing: you want to know points per game? Right now, Jaden Daniels is scoring 20.5 points per game. He's 4th. Okay,
that's great.
And you want to know what Sam Darnold is?
He's 19.
He's 13th.
13?
At 17.4.
Oh, he's 13th.
You're gaining 3.1 points per week. It's dumb to do that. You get those 3 points by making a better start decision, with a wide receiver or a running back. You don't give up a guy like A-Chain, even though I don't like guys like A-Chain because they're unpredictable. But you're not gaining enough. If you're gaining 7, 8, 9 points or something like that, sure, I could probably justify it. But for 3 points a week, I'm not doing it.
It's close, Metro.
But here's the thing:
it's close.
Montgomery's solid, and Chuba is solid. Which, until further notice, he's the starting running back. I mean, there's no idea what's happening with Brooks there, but we're getting to the part of the year where depth is even more important now than ever. I mean, I would recommend if you're winning games, I would hold. I don't see the upside for 3 points.
What about the schedule? The Commanders' schedule. They've got the Giants this week. Jane Daniels could probably go off on the Giants. Jesus, Russell Wilson looked like Russell Wilson on the Seahawks. It's close, Metro. It really is. I could see the hold. There is a couple of point differential. I understand why you would want Jaden Daniels having also those running backs, Chuba, Monty.
Chuba still has his bye week, though. I mean, I don't know if those are your only 3 running backs. I'm not trading the depth. I would try giving up another piece instead of A-Chains. Just explain to your opponent, hey, it's a 3-point advantage for me, and try to downplay it and say, hey, that's giving up too much. Would you take this instead?
I have some of those conversations. They're interesting.
I have them every week.
Yeah, it's just it's like trying to it's like selling ice to an Eskimo.
Yeah, true. And a lot of times they're not going to work. I mean, but you don't know until you try.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Metro. Come back. Let us know what you're gonna do. I think we weighed in pretty well. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Let's goat this together for the ship. Like the video, subscribe. We're in our 9th week, Jonesy, 9th week. Man, I can't wait to continue.
Oh wait, hang on. Okay, so he's got Pollard too. He said at the bottom there. Okay, if you have Pollard, Montgomery, Chuba, and A-Chain,
you're running in. You can't. Every week so far, Metro's been going back and forth in terms of which running back to start. It's becoming a headache. I get it.
Pollard and Montgomery both have their buys, so you're good there. So I'm okay trading A-Chain. I still don't like it, but for the upgrade, if that's the only thing the guy will take, then just because you have the depth.
Or Smitty Gold. Well, I'm kind of screwed because I might have to pick up a quarterback because Purdy's on the bye and May is concussed. Go get Stafford. How about Bo Callahan? Bo Nix is. Imagine that. Everyone left. They left at the Broncos. The kid's getting better. He's in this structure, in this system that Sean Payton is creating a new offense around Bo Nix. The Broncos are cruising right now. They're doing well. This is a quarterback that's on the ascension. That's on the rise. Is he lighting it up? Well, I mean, yeah, everyone's lighting it up against the Panthers.
Yeah.
However, how about Bo Nix? That's giving you rushing upside, just like Jaden Daniels. Matthew Stafford with all of his weapons, Smitty.
I like Stafford better than
I mean,
Nix.
You're in a safer spot with Matt Stafford along with that offense. Yeah, it's a little bit more safer for sure. Stafford.
I think the ceiling's higher too, though.
Well, we saw the ceiling. We saw the ceiling the other night.
I mean, as long as Cooper Kupp is healthy and Puka is healthy, that's one of the highest ceilings in the NFL.
For sure.
And if he's available, I would drop May and pick up Stafford.
Augusto, go. Got Brees, got Alvin, got one of my other guys, Chase, JK, Kareem the Dream, Nick Chubb. What a stable. What a stable. The wide receivers are Drake London, Malik, Calvin, Deontay, big Deonthe Johnson today. Yep, Jawan. The tight ends are Bowers and TJ Hawkinson. What would you give for McLaurin? Nothing. What's wrong with this team?
You know what I'd be doing?
Jennings?
I would try. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think I would give up Jennings, but here's what I would do. I would either go and try to trade Calvin Ridley or Deontay Johnson and get Terry McLaurin. It's kind of a lateral move.
That's what I'm saying.
But Ridley, you're not getting 130 yards out of him every week. I'd be very surprised if that happens. I mean, he is the target hog there now, but can you see that happening every week?
Calvin Ridley?
Yeah.
Not that much, but I could see
trade on the hype of Deontay Johnson today, because everyone's going to be like, oh my God, Lamar, and freaking out, saying he always going to a better offense. But they don't realize that it's going to be a fight for targets between him and Flowers, because Lamar's still going to throw the tight ends. They're still going to run the ball. So my first choice would probably be Deontay.
Try to do that, Augusto. Yeah. I mean, if you want Scary Terry, I think, this will probably be McLaurin's best season. I mean, it's on pace for his best season, probably. Yeah, I mean, you can try to do Deontay Johnson. Why not? It's very, very lateral. Exactly what Jonesy just said. But if you want,
I would feel better with McLaurin over both of those guys rest of the season.
Thank you, Augusto, for coming in this evening. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like this video, this stream that we have. Yeah, man, me, Jonesy, Commissioner Rhino. By the way, Commissioner Rhino on vacation. We miss you. God bless you. That was 7:39 mark, just so I could tell him 7:39. Yeah, Nicholas, Rams D is terrible. They are freaking terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, of course they're terrible. They're going to be in a lot. They're going to be in a lot of high-scoring affairs. The Rams D is terrible. Stafford's going to have to throw the ball. And then we're all holding our breaths that him, the offensive line, Puka, and the other one, Cup, could stay upright. And this team might make the playoffs. Yeah. Does anybody have any other waiver questions? Or we could just continue to ride through the ticker. Those are our ads. Of course, you might see on other sites that there might be a player or two that's not included here, that's over there. Again, you take a look at your league. Who the hell is available?
No.
Now, again, it's not a very big week for running backs. However, again, I included Kamani in here, Jonesy, because if you've got JK, you should have room for Kamani at this point. One injury away, and that's the RB1 for the Chargers if you have room to add him. Jalen Warren, again, not like a tremendous effort. Najee Harris has been running the ball well. However, they are getting Jalen Warren involved. Maybe he's getting healthier. Arthur Smith is like a joker. He's going to want to continue to utilize Jalen Warren. So I included him as well. It's heavy wide receiver. There are quarterbacks out there for sure. The Smitty Goats in a 2 QB league. Most of our leagues, I would say, are 2 QB leagues as well. Whether that's a good thing or bad
I want to
thing.
add one player here before I forget to mention him.
Please.
Every year, James Conner plays 13 games.
Yes. Where's Trey Benson? Trey Benson's he's like left for dead.
If you have Conner, you must add Benson. If you don't have Conner and you got a spot, Trey Benson is good speculative pickup.
Yeah,
at some point, Connor is going to miss time, and then you got a good flex play at minimum.
You know when you go through the players on Sleeper available, and you can hit all. It starts on all. Then you could hit QB, RB, so on and so forth. Same thing for Yahoo. I imagine that's the same thing for ESPN. If you go hit RB, you have to scroll and search for Trey Benson. That's how available he is.
Yep. But it's moves like that help you win.
Yeah. No.
By adding, the people that added Tillman 3 weeks ago instead of fighting him for, today,
For sure. Smitty Goats.
All right. 2 QB league. Prioritize the QB. Flacco and Will Levis.
So the question is for the ad is if I'm reading this correctly, I'm in a 2 quarterback league.
Wait.
Would you prioritize the quarterback, which are Flacco and Will Levis, or maybe Malik Willis if Love doesn't play? I would want Flacco. Yes, I would want Flacco. But you put the wide receiver first. I already have Stafford as my other QB. If Stafford's already your QB2, I'm presuming, and Jordan Love's the QB1, and if Jordan Love doesn't play, now how do you where's your priority going in terms of
in a 2 QB league, quarterbacks, you're always your top priority. But that's if you're talking Flacco. I wouldn't rush out and get Malik Willis at this point because I don't even know if Jordan Love's going to miss any time. I would assume maybe he does one game if they're smart just to play it safe. But, Flacco's a must-add in a 2 QB league if he's available.
And back over here.
Because the way I look at it is all these wide receivers that are available this week, they're pretty much throw them all in a bucket and take your pick. That's the way I kind of look at it.
Which 49er? I would have a hard time dropping Mason. Although it's not looking good for him moving forward. I would still have a hard time releasing him. But the real question is I have 4 Niners on bye. Who are the others? I'm going to presume it's Jawan Jennings. Jordan Mason, that's 2. Who are the other Niners on bye? Ricky Pearsall? If it's Ricky Pearsall, I would hold Jordan Mason.
Yeah, Jordan Mason's a hold.
I would hold Jordan Mason. Although it's getting close. It is, Jonesy. It's week 9.
I'm holding them the rest of the season.
Even if you're the guy without CMC?
Yeah. Ideally, I'm trying to trade him to the guy with CMC. But if I can't do that, I'm holding them. You don't, at any moment, CMC could be down.
Yeah. My only thing is we know that this dude, Jordan Mason, has got himself a shoulder problem.
He had a shoulder problem last week.
Yep. We know that he's and he keeps at it. As you You called it too, by the way. Please check us out. At least it was week 7, I believe. Any one of our shows. Please check it out. Jonesy called it that this was going to be an issue, that his shoulder, or someone, you and someone else. Maybe it was Dad. Maybe it was SoCal. Maybe it was the commissioner. It was everybody but me. It was everybody but me. Who's the other Niner? Yeah, I would have a hard time dropping Jordan Mason, even though Isaac Orendo could very well.
He's got Purdy and 49ers defense.
He could very well jump over Jordan Mason to back up Orendo, to back up CMC.
So he's got Purdy, Niners defense, Mason, and was it Jennings? I mean, first of all, you got too much 49ers.
Maybe, look, the Smitty Goat may live in Santa Clara. Husot, our dear friend, diehard 49ers, but I'm not sure if he's got a Niner or two. Yeah, you way too many. I mean, do you like the 49ers defense? Then they're nothing special this season, are they?
Yeah, I mean, that would be my first look, is that the defenses, to see who's out there for the defenses.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just if there's someone comparable. I don't like holding 2 defenses ever, unless the one I have is just so far above everyone else. That
while we're on the Niners, our thoughts and prayers are with Charvarius Ward.
I saw that.
Yeah, that is just devastatingly sad. It really is. I'm glad that it triggered in my head. Yeah, that was just very. Yeah, that sucks. That, you know, our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Yeah, it's well again on the subject. It's the defense. We're obviously holding Purdy. We're obviously holding Mason. It's the defense. Try to go get another defense. I've won plenty of times just flip-flopping through defenses. Plenty of weeks, plenty of titles. Augusto Goat. Would you do Deontay and Hunt for? What's the trade? I'm not sure if I see it. Is it back over here? No. Oh, yeah, maybe it is.
Maybe.
So now jump back here. Would you do Deontay and Hunt for?
Or McLaurin?
No. Why were you giving up? Why would I give up Hunt?
I'm not giving up Hunt right now.
Yeah, no. You want to
here's the thing. Okay, so you got London and Neighbors. There's your 1-2. So McLaurin at best is your third wide receiver.
I got them as a 1-2 also.
So I'm not moving heaven and earth to acquire McLaurin unless it's a 1-for-1 probably. Otherwise, I would just hold. I mean, I like McLaurin better than like Deontay, like I said, or Ridley probably, but I'm not overpaying to get him. Now, if you were getting like, you know, a Justin Jefferson or Amon-Ra or something, you know, it's a different story. You overpay sometimes to get guys like that, but I wouldn't do it for McLaurin with your current roster.
Nope. I'm lockstep. Present. Share. Let's go,
What
baby.
are you showing us?
Let's go, baby. This is what titles are made of. Joe Shiesty, General Shiesty. Lieutenant Zero Dark Sky. That wasn't a good game for the Hawks. Untitled Chain. He had a good game. Sergeant Major Volume. Didn't look very good yesterday. Oh, he had some nice flashes. Sergeant Jazzy Veto, because the commissioner likes to veto. Not a good game. There's Dalton. See, I got Mason too, Smitty. I'm going to have a hard time dropping this man, even with this freaking dud. And yeah, I'm an AR owner. So like we've said on this show, our shows plenty of times that we're going to give advice as if we were doing it for ourselves.
Yep.
And we are going to. I mean, look, I've had Flacco sitting here waiting for this. Now, there's positional limits here, and of course, every league is different, right? So I'm already holding 3. I would have to drop either Flacco or Richardson. I can't add another quarterback to kind of switch back and forth. So yeah, no, Flacco is he was the quarterback handcuff. And Najee's been on the bench. Tank's been on the bench. Keon Coleman was an ad last week. People, goats. T. Higgins, I want to move him. JSN, I can move him. I should move him. So on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, again, I would have a hard time getting rid of Mason here.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
All right, that's
just because we still all speculation. I mean, McCaffrey came out and said that he was going to practice on the bye. Work hard to get back, and then practice next week. But there's no guarantee he's going to play. He could be another week out. He could be another 2 weeks out. I mean, I'm assuming he plays, week 10, but who knows?
It's you're holding your breath, and yeah, we don't know. Just this second trade, Pollard or A-Chain. Oh no, I'm sorry. Kevin Goat. Welcome to the show, Kevin Goat. Please like the stream and subscribe. What do we got here? Go Tua or Gino?
Tua or Gino?
Not Gino. Not Gino. I've seen enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tua with this one too.
There's there's a handful of categories where Gino is pretty high. I think it's completion percentage. But then there's another handful, or it's the same list categories for quarterback where he's at the bottom. He tripped over his own lineman I believe in the red zone. Again, that's why you just saw it, Kevin Goat. I've got JSN on the bench. They're wasting talent over there. I got Kenny Skywalker. I'm confident in starting him. Walker, because of how they want to operate their offense and how shitty Gino's performance has been. When DK is on the field, okay, yeah, it's a little better. That's probably why some of Gino's stats are pretty high. I'd go Tua here. I would definitely go Tua here.
Did we? I think we skipped that.
Wandalius.
Yo, you know how much I love Wandale.
Yeah, I know how much you love Wandale.
Pickens, good move. Beautiful move.
Wandalius, man. They actually highlighted the piss poor stat that he's got the lowest average.
That's what I say every week, and then you're all he's going to get 18 targets for 4 yards. And
they actually highlighted it. Fucking ESPN. Excuse my language. They highlighted it.
You got to listen to Jonesy.
Here's Wandalius. Wandalius is going to hit the pine over here. Here's Wandalius, the Scott Fishbowl, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you want to call it prestigious or not. It's the largest charity tournament.
But I just cracked the top 1,000 again finally.
I don't check that. I let Sniper Mel do that for me.
No. I was 191st after week 1. I was all excited.
Sniper Mel just is all over that. So I let her do that for me. There's Wandalius. Now in this format, in this setting, you're getting freakish type of scoring and points. But yeah, no, Juan Delius is done here.
Well, yeah, Scott Fishbowl is very deep rosters too, So
I got see that. Look, I got Jordan Mason. Look, Trey McBride doesn't have a touchdown yet, and look at what he puts up in this type of scoring setting. And I've got Anthony Richard. I got Drake London. I bet we were high. I was high on Drake London in this preseason setting. Jahmyr Gibbs on this squad.
Hey, remember our in our tournament?
Which one?
How you accidentally got
Devontae.
Got Devontae, and you wanted London, and I was like, "Hey, if you want London, since you've messed up, I'll give him to you." How you feeling about that one?
since I messed up.
So thank you for not going along with that. And
no, I don't play like I don't play like that.
I know. But...
Fucking app. That's what happened. That's what happened with technology. You don't draft anymore in person. Although, yes, my home league, one of my home leagues, I'm in 2 major home leagues for 20 years and 22 years. One of them drafts live still.
I draft two live, and it's always a good time. They're both auctions.
It's fun. It takes forever.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a timer. Just a second trade Pollard for A-Chain. Good. Traded Pollard for A-Chain. Good. Very good.
Pollard for A-Chain.
Very good.
Wait, I thought he had 8. I thought he had both of them. Or was that Smitty?
Just a second. He just Metro just pulled it off. He just pulled the trigger on that bad boy. Yeah, Metro go. You saw my A-Chain squads. I've got more of them too. I could go through all of them. Maybe we'll do that one night. We'll just go through the leagues. Remember, I wanted to kind of do that as a concept.
Yeah.
Go have a league review.
We can do that.
Well, I mean,
show off my good teams and my bad teams. And
we show all of them, of course.
Yep.
Like, what do you think? We're not magicians here. Some of these leagues, some of these teams are in the shit house. They're the, if not the seller, 10th place.
No, I don't like that.
As long as one person stays below me at 11th or 12th, I'll be happy. How about that?
Hey, look at it this way. Even if you're 4-4, you're fine. As long as you're scoring in the top half of your league in total points, you're okay. All you have to do is make the playoffs. It doesn't matter if you are first place or I'm just going to assume 6 out of 12.
You want to get.
All you have to do is get in.
You want to get in,
win it.
You want to get in the dance and play in week 15. That's correct. That's correct.
You just got to get in.
And then we pull off some other tricks.
And that's what we do week by week is we improve a little bit this week. And then next week we do the same thing and we keep going and we keep, strategizing and getting ahead of your competition. That's how you win.
And by the way, if you're here, you're already a step ahead.
Yep.
You're already a step ahead. If you're here right now. All right, Metro and Smitty Goat, and we got tons of goats that are going to. I wish they could submit photos here. Submit them on X to us. Where's our X handle? Well, in the future, you're gonna submit the trophies. Yeah, no,
all the comments are still. Oh, that's your banner. That's why.
Just take it off.
There, our X handles are right on the screen here. Tag us. Say, hey, I was in the show tonight. Give us a follow. If you tag me and say you were in the show, I'll give you a follow back.
Or you could comment here on the show. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us how we can get a hold of you. And let's build this community here. We are building this community. We've got such a wonderful community going on X. And we're just getting started, folks. The goats, you're gonna make it happen.
PPR trade away Chase Brown, Mostert, and Coleman for AJ Brown. He has Derrick Henry, Dobbins, CMC, Nico Collins, Devontae, Mooney, Downs, Tillman.
We're gonna get rid of 3 of those players for AJ Brown.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, I think it looks a little
I mean, okay,
it looks excessive for one player.
You think?
I mean,
well, okay. Let's break this down. I mean, I'm assuming if I'm wrong here, Brandon, please comment.
Go ahead, break it down.
I'm assuming he starts two running backs, so it's Henry and Dobbins / CMC. So he's got 3 starting running backs as of right now. I would definitely go get Kamani Vidal to back up Dobbins. You want to protect that. It's one of the best running offenses in the league. Then you have Collins, who's on, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver. Thank you. Collins, who's on IR now. So you're running with Adams, Mooney, Downs, and Tillman. So he's not starting any of these guys, really. You just do 1 flex, 2 flex, 4 flex. I mean, that's going to be the kicker, but to me, yeah, and if he trades 3,
fuck, man,
I don't know, one flex. Oh, so if you're doing 2 running backs and a flex, we'll just say Henry, Dobbins, CMC is your 2 running backs and a flex every week. Then you just need 3 wide receivers, which would be potentially AJ Brown, Nico Collins, and Adams, but you're just filling in for Nico in the meantime. I don't see, he says it's a lot, which it maybe kind of is, but maybe see if you can get away with just 2 of the 3, or
Mostert is. Look, I bet you, if you pull this trade off, you get AJ Brown. This dude takes the 3 plays. I would bet money that Mostert becomes a drop. You would want to keep Coleman. I would want to keep Chase Brown.
But
you can't take on 3 players on the roster.
No, he's trading away these 3.
I understand that, so I'm thinking on the other hand. That's why I'm saying, like, yes, Mostert is the expendable piece, but I don't want to give away Chase Brown and Coleman and Mostert for AJ Brown. It seems excessive. That's the
to me, Coleman. I don't see. Okay, first, he's not starting any of these guys any week unless it's a bye week. And even if it's a bye week, he can throw Josh Downs in there or Mooney and be just fine.
Kyle said I could have anyone on his bench, so I might ask for them. So that owner.
So you'd get AJ Brown and Laporta?
Yeah, now we're getting silly. Now you might as well. Now, sure.
If you're getting AJ Brown and Laporta for those 3 guys, except right now.
If we've got a handle on this deal here, Brandon Goat, guy said I could also have anyone on his bench, so I might ask for Laporta also. And if Laporta's on his bench, if you could go ahead and grab that with AJ Brown, yeah, I guess so. Sure. Start Kareem Higgins or Darnell Mooney. Start Kareem the Dream, T. Higgins or Darnell Mooney. Well, T. Higgins has got a quad issue.
Yeah, I would say if you want the best advice, we do a start shit. I keep on saying shit. Start, sit, show Saturday nights. We'll also be here Friday night, but Saturday night's the best because we'll have the most information. Come back then and ask us again, because we don't know about T. Higgins right now.
We've got one of our closest friends, also excellent analyst in fantasy football mind, SoCal. He could go in depth with you in terms of this, but just raw right now. If it's half PPR, I'm gonna go with Kareem the Dream. I'm
probably going Kareem no matter what, but
in the flex, remember, in the flex, if it's full PPR, I may shoot the shot with Darnell Mooney again. Darnell Mooney's playing well. God bless him. God bless the Falcons. The Falcons are scoring. They're offensive minded. Kirk looks great. Bijan, we're finally getting the Bijan. Look, Drake London didn't have a good game at the expense of the likes of Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts. Yes, yeah, no, I get your Kareem the Dream position. I do, and it's valid, very valid. But yeah, if the scoring is for full PPR, I think I'm gonna go Darnell. Who the Falcons playing? I'm sure they have a cake.
I know that the Chiefs are at the Buccaneers.
The Falcons probably have a freaking cakewalk of a schedule. They really, I bet you they do. They have a cakewalk.
Falcons.
I got it somewhere here.
Cowboys.
I rest my case.
They're at home versus the Cowboys.
I rest my case. Can I trade McConkey? I feel like I'm giving up the league winner.
McConkey's not a league winner.
Yeah, he had a good game, Harsh Goat. Harsh Goat, please subscribe and like this stream, Harsh Goat.
The problem with McConkey is he's in a run first offense.
And a low pass volume.
So he's not a league winner. He's gonna give you weeks, but he's not going to here. These are his fantasy points. And let me go to PPR just to make it look a little better. Lad McConkey. Okay, week 1, 14.9. Okay. 4.6, 7.4. Then he went up to 17.7. Then he had a bye. Then he's 8.3, 9.6.
Up and down. Up
29.
and down. Up and down. Up and down.
Not a league winner. And you're going to have to start him every week to hit the highs. They're going to have to take those 4 points, the 8 points to get the 20 point.
All right. But not necessarily. Okay. For Chubb. Now we see that Nick Chubb's usage, his snaps are increasing. The Cleveland Browns may have a new rejuvenated life form to them. However, again, the Cleveland Browns schedule is not very generous coming up. I know they have the Saints next week, I believe. Their schedule's not very good. So yeah, Lad McConkey for the Nick Chubb. That's the $1 million question here. Now, so right. I feel like I'm giving up a league winner. I don't think you're giving up a league winner. I think you're giving up a decent wide receiver that's going to be giving you some spike weeks, but it's going to be unpredictable based on his environment, based on the system and the team that he plays for. But for Nick Chubb, though, maybe.
It depends. This depends on his roster construction. If he's whatever position he's lighter at, I'd rather see him have. If he's pretty strong at running back, I'd rather see him, keep McConkey. If he's light at wide receiver, I'd rather see him keep McConkey. I mean, Chubb, I don't think he's going to be throwing up 20-plus point games like we're used to in the past. But, running backs are hard to come by, And if McConkey's not an every week starter for you or a flex or he's just a straight up depth piece, I might side with just.
Do you have Jerome Ford on your team and you're trying to get Nick Chubb?
That's the other problem though too is what does Jerome Ford do?
Nick Chubb is not a lead running back going forward. I think he's Ford and or Dante Foreman are still going to be on the field.
It's a mess. It's not a situation I'm looking to buy into.
If you're good at running back, I would hold Lad McConkey there.
I would if you want a running back, what I would do is put a message out if you got like a group chat or a message board in the league, or if you can put him on the block, put McConkey on the block because people are very short, they have short memories. They only remember last week. And Lad McConkey put up almost 30 points last week. So you might get someone that bites, and you might get a better offer than Chubb. Or you might get an offer for a wide receiver that's more consistent, you know?
Check mark. Quincy Goat. Do you think there's more than one Quincy Goat, or is this the Quincy Goat?
I think it's the...
You think it's the... It might be... I think it's the Quincy Goat. I would not drop Tua for Wilson, but I would drop Drake May for Flacco. That's what I would do.
Is this a 2 QB league? Because if it's a 1 QB league, I would keep Tua and Wilson, forget about Flacco, drop May. And the only reason I'm telling you, if it's a 1 QB league, to keep 2 quarterbacks is because you have Tua. If you have like a Jalen Hurts and you're in a 1 QB league, you should not be carrying a backup. Use it for a high-end handcuff or something.
Yeah, no, I'm not dropping Tua.
No.
I'm not going to drop Tua.
Yeah.
But again, I don't. Just like
it's never mind. It's 2 QB league. So
I would want Tua, and I would want Flacco in the second quarterback position.
I mean, it's debatable, Wilson or Flacco. I mean, I think it's depending on the matchup, in my opinion. But I would want Flacco over May, just because I think Flacco's going to be more consistent.
I think Flacco's going to operate this offense.
Yeah.
Is Josh Downs available, people? Josh Downs, Michael Pittman.
I want to be clear though. Flacco did not look amazing when he was playing. He had some missed throws, and but I would trust Flacco more than I would trust him personally.
How amazing has Pat Mahomes looked this season? Yeah, so Joe Flacco's going to have a couple of errant throws, ones that get away from him. They all do. We won't, but we've seen enough. We've seen enough evidence from Joe Flacco over the years, for crying out loud. Many years, several teams.
Yeah. As your QB2, he's fine.
You know what it is? And I didn't mention this to open the show. That Anthony Richardson, to put this gently, in football terms, is processing the information is not taking place with Anthony Richardson. Yeah. Joe Flacco doesn't have that problem. Joe Flacco could process information in terms of what's happening, what he sees, the playbook, the calls, where he's going to be, where this one's going to be, what this one's doing. It's a processing thing with Anthony Richardson. He's not processing. Joe Flacco could process. Quincy Goat, man. Can't wait for Quincy Goat to come home with a ship. I know I think Smitty's just dangling flowers all over the place. Again, flowers. His value took a slight hit today by the addition of DIONTE Johnson. Now, that's not to say that Zay Flowers is just going to go away. DeAndre Swift, man, holy smokes. What a last 3-4 games. This dude's having a career, right? Jonesy, this might be his best season so far. It has to be.
What? Swift?
Yes. Has to be. With the exception,
I would have to look that up.
Maybe his rookie season with the Lions. Maybe after that.
Here's my question, Smitty. Is this the same team that you were asking Flowers for Montgomery? Because if given the choice, I'm taking Montgomery over Swift.
Yep. Yeah. So I love.
I mean,
I love that.
they're performing close
I love
per
that
game.
Smitty is active. He's aggressive.
Yeah.
Love that. Want to be on the offensive, attacking the situation, attacking your opponents. We stay up at 3 o'clock Wednesday morning when waivers clear and players are open and free. We pounce, goats. That's what we do. There's the other tip. Now, I'm not suggesting everyone just stay up like a zombie like I am, like I do, like some of us do. I'm not asking you to be a maniac. I'll be the maniac for you. I'm your shepherd. But this is what we do for you. Yeah, take Monty.
Yeah, I would take. I mean,
look at that offensive. Look at that environment. Again, the environment, the ecosystem, as the great Pat Fitzmore says, the ecosystem. Look at what the Lions are doing right now.
Yeah.
I got both. I got both of them. I got Swift and Monty on a dynasty team.
I'd start them both every week.
And I also got JT and Chuba.
No, well, I'd start JT and.
You know, this team freaking lost in the semifinals last year, and I barely made a transaction. Barely, except for my draft picks. Couldn't move. I tried to move DeAndre Swift. I could not move him for the life of me. Now I just got a notification. Someone's interested in George Skittles. I'm not moving George Kittles. I don't have another tight end. That's the only consistent tight end that I would want.
Is Zach Ertz available in that league?
Probably not. It's one of those. It's a deep dynasty. Guys, appreciate everybody being here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We really appreciate that. We like the video if you love us.
The likes is how we know if this is stuff you guys. We're a new channel. This is week 9 for us. So the likes help us see that, hey, we like this content. Keep doing this content, because we want to provide the content that you guys want.
If you want to see, me like stand on my head.
I want to see that.
Some crazy stuff happens on Sunday. Craziness.
All right, Laporta and Hawkinson. He's trying to get rid of one, keep both. He said the guy that has Monty has Ertz. So you're saying you want to cut Laporta or Hawkinson to get Ertz?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I'm doing that. I mean, unless it's like a tight end premium league. But
the Smitty knows, man. The Smitty knows. The fucking Smitty knows what's up. Appreciate you, Smitty. Told you we're gonna get this ship. Derek Buck Goat. What's up, guys? Benching. Phew. That's bold. It's bold. I don't blame you. But it's tough. I don't want to know. Well, fuck, man. Stroud's playing on Thursday. So yeah, this is kind of like our Saturday for Thursday almost, or our Friday night for Sunday. He's benching Stroud. Which quarterback would you guys like best? Darnold, Stafford, Flacco. Best Darnold. How about Seattle or Flacco? All right, let me check this.
I mean, if I had to choose out of those 3, I'm choosing Stafford. But
I could see a sneaky shootout Sunday night. Colts in Minnesota. I could see that sneakiness. These teams do not play often. That's something else that we need to talk a little bit more about, Jonesy, when it comes to matchups, when it comes to the actual games, like rivalries in division. That shit that stuff matters. It does.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Division games are always harder.
I'm not necessarily talking to you. I'm talking to the goats, the other goats. Now the Colts do not necessarily play often against the Vikings. This is a Sunday night game. Flacco again. Big stage. Now Stafford, yes, again, kind of safe, but this could also be a tough game in Seattle. This could be a tough one. I don't blame the CJ Stroud benching, though. I don't. He's losing weapons. He's going to have to rely on his tight end, which he very well could connect with. Tank is now kind of unpredictable. A wide receiver 3 at best. A wide receiver 3 in fantasy. Who else is going to be on the field? John Mitchie, as we mentioned. Mitchie. Say that a lot. 3 times fast. Mitchie. Bobby Trees.
No, he's
exactly. So Derek Buck also's got Cooper to stack with Stafford. I get that also, man. I get that. What's your record? What's your record going into week 9? Where we're getting bold with the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean stacking in seasonal isn't. I mean it can help, but it can also hurt you. It's not a necessary move, but
I get why you want to see the fireworks. I get that, and you're 5-3. I get why you would want to see the fireworks. You're 5-3. You're probably above the 6th seed at 5-3. I'm going to roll the dice. I know the Vikings are a little tough on defense, but we've seen them get exposed. I think the Rams Seattle game could be a little tough. I think Stafford comes a little bit back down to earth. I'm going to roll with Flacco. I have to roll with Flacco in 2 QB leagues because I have Richardson. I have to go with Flacco. That's it. Buck, goat. Goat, Buck. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Want me to leave you Chinese?
What are we checking?
Oh, it's okay. Oh, never mind. Okay, it's Colts ad. Like I was getting confused with. I mean, I'm playing Darnold over Flacco.
Okay.
If I'm benching Stroud and you want to lean away from Stafford, I mean, I would rather have Darnold at home than Flacco at Minnesota. Team's going to have a tough time in Minnesota sometimes. And I'd rather have Darnold and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and maybe a Hawkinson's back over Flacco coming in and, in Minnesota.
Yeah, no. I mean,
if the game was in Indianapolis, I mean, that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. I'm looking at the home team has the advantage there.
Yeah,
I don't think one guy's
good. I think that's
good.
I think that's good. I think that's good for the Colts. Let them play from behind.
But
let them play from behind. I'm not feeling. Hate using that word. I think Stafford comes a little bit back down to earth in Seattle. So now it comes down to this matchup. Sam Darnold. Come on, man. He'll get you a couple. Yeah, he'll get you to Justin Jefferson. He'll get you there. He'll get you. Is TJ Hawkinson playing? No, right?
I thought he was going to play last week. I'm assuming this week, yes.
We keep seeing this name popping up as if he's possibly getting active. I guess we'll find out tomorrow more whether he actually hits the field or not. Week 9, he might be elevated or activated. Maybe he gets one.
I mean, no, that doesn't mean he necessarily is that involved, but that goes.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Derek Buck, Goat Buck. We'll figure out a good way to have the goat synergized into the name. Derek Goat. Love the emoji. Got to figure out how to do those on here too. Emojis. I know it's like with a colon and this and that. All right, what else do we got? Anything? Jones ago? Do you want to cover anything else?
I was just looking something up quick.
Oh,
I wanted to see how Seattle was versus QBs in fantasy points.
Probably middle of the pack.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11,
Probably
12.
middle of the pack, I guess.
They're the 13th. They give up the 13th most points.
Middle of the pack, or
So,
a little above.
A little above.
A little.
So, I mean, it is a plus matchup for Stafford.
Above.
I get what you're saying. I don't like games in Seattle. You know, when I have someone playing, it's always a tough place to play. But
Over here I've got it passing defense. This is just raw NFL, not fantasy. They're 15th, giving up or allowing 210 yards and 12 touchdowns, 12 passing touchdowns on the season. Let's take a look at the rush while we're at it. You know, is this a Kyron game? Well, it's been a Kyron game. God, man, if you have Kyron Williams, God bless you. I have one piece of Kyron.
But now that Puka and
not nearly enough.
Back, it hurts Kyron.
Sean McVay is like gushing over him. Gushing. Against the rush. Where are we here? 29th against the rush. They're allowing 148 yards on the ground and 9 touchdowns. I could see them pounding the hell out of this team in Seattle, or they're going to attempt to pound the hell out of this team.
Okay. So if the guy you're playing against has Jefferson, I'm playing Darnold.
To negate the points now.
100%.
Now we're talking a different story.
Yep.
It's a different story now.
Yep. I'm definitely playing Darnold because that way every touchdown he gets for Jefferson, you're getting it too.
If Jonesy, if
you know,
what if I mean, not to say that Pat Surtain Jr. is on the Colts or Sauce Gardner, but like, what if they hold this mortal to a below Justin Jefferson standards? It doesn't necessarily mean that Sam Darnold had a bad game. It doesn't, because the ball could be distributed elsewhere. So, yes, that is. It's a strategy. It's definitely a strategy that we implement and deploy. Definitely. But it could backfire. It could backfire.
It could.
Buck, let us know, man. Let us know. Or we'll be here all week almost. We'll be here all week. Practically.
I mean, if you want the squad's opinion, come back Saturday night when there's 4 of us. And then you'll really hear us battle it out.
I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm weighing you now.
All right, Smitty, making moves. When I get Monty, what RB would you move? Mason, Chase Brown, Ramondre, Javante to get a wide receiver?
You know, I'm replaying the Javante soliloquy that took place the other night.
I mean, I'm getting rid of Javante if I can.
On the eve of the Carolina game, when the Wolves pounded for Javante, what happened? A freaking dud.
Well, what did I say on Saturday night? I said he could be running back 1, but Sean Payton could also be Sean Payton, and do exactly what we saw.
Jaleel McLovin happened. Bo Nix happened. Everything else happened. But not Javonte. So Smitty, I would just drop Javonte.
No, I wouldn't drop him.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that either. By the way, folks, if you were if you were listening to us about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, when we were talking about one of our major analysts that joins us, that is part of us, that provides us with only the in-depth analysis and all the information that we need to provide you, goats, with the ship. There he is. He's in with us right now. In text, Wolf Spirit, SoCal. And I think SoCal might be with his with one of his wolfies, watching the Yankees just absolutely just blow the World Series. I told one of my dearest friends that the Dodgers are just a better team. They're a better team. It's you know what? I can't even hate on the Yankees. It's been freaking 15 years since they actually are playing in the World Series, and they're going up against the Dodgers. It's a better team. No, don't drop Javonte. Don't drop him.
You probably already did now that you were messing around.
No, don't drop him. What's the other question? When I get Monty, what RB would you make the move? Chase Brown, Ramondre, Javonte. I mean, he's got to release one of these dudes, I think, or move one of these dudes. When you get Monty, what RB would you move? Jordan Mason, Chase Brown, Ramondre, or Javonte? I would try to move Javonte.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the most return from Chase Brown or Ramondre, probably. Mason, you only can target the CMC owner with, most likely. And Javonte, people are going to be down on him because he didn't do anything last week. But, I mean, Javante's the one I would want to get rid of, but I'm not saying he's necessarily the one you will be able to get rid of.
Guys, here we got some sneaky plays here for you guys. Sneaky, if you're just joining us in now. Oh man, I'm screwing this up, but good. Always doing something. Some sneaky waiver ads. Just to, these guys will fall through. You won't have to claim them or prioritize them. Don't spend any fab money on them. You might want to take a look at Jalen Coker, Jalen Cocaine. Don't ever do that. You got Peter Parker Washington. I don't know what's going on with Jacksonville. I have no idea. You might want to take a look at him. Noah Fant, sneaky tight end streamer. And again, we will continue to endorse Kamani Vidal. J.K. Dobbins is just one slip up away. And that's what you would call a league winner, by the way. But it's a big if. Again, another if. It's contingent. It's contingent on like a serious injury.
And these are all guys that I'm not plugging these guys in to my roster. They're bench ads. I mean, guys like Cedric Tillman. I mean, Elijah Moore. Those are two guys. I mean, it's going to be a tough road for them. I mean, I wouldn't expect Tillman to put up what he's been doing the last couple weeks, every week. But there's just not a lot of plug and play availability right now. Yes, sell Mason to CMC owner. And if he doesn't want to buy, then that guy's just asking for CMC to get hurt again. I would almost Like if he doesn't want to buy Mason, I would almost be curious what he'd want for CMC. Not that I would want to deal with it, but if CMC is healthy and, you know, I mean, it's a big risk, but. We need a goat sound effect.
Well, it's a good thing I know a guy that knows how to do that. All right, Jonesy Goat. I know it's getting late for you, right?
Yep, about that time.
It is about that time. Well, guys, I want to thank you very much for coming in this evening. It means a lot to us. It continues to fuels us to do this thing that we love. We get to play the game, and we're playing it with you.
Yep. If you have more questions, right? I'm always bad at this. Right there. X.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah, guys. Again, if you haven't already, please like the stream, subscribe to us. We will be back this upcoming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we've got a lot of different stuff that we have, on the forefront. Concepts and ideas and more stuff that's coming. Because again, this is brand spanking new. And we appreciate you being here. Andrew Goat. What's up, Andrew Goat? What are we doing tonight, Andrew Goat? Kareem the Dream and Jaden Reed for Malik. Amon-Ra, Tyreek and Higgins. Oh, guys, I think I would want neighbors here. I know how you feel about Kareem.
But the problem is he's got Kyron and James Cook. And then he goes to Kareem Hunt, who, I mean, Pacheco's going to be back at some point. But his only other guy is Bucky. He doesn't have the depth right now he can go get Tracy, which, yes, you should get Tracy.
Well, why don't you have Tyrone? You have to have Tyrone.
Is there anything else you can, not that I think D-Hop's going to be like a league winner or anything, but I think you might be able to trade D-Hop just because people are excited about him. I'd hate to see you drop him. I mean, do you have like backup tight ends or anything that you can, or two defenses or kickers or an absorbent amount of quarterbacks? Oh, you dropped Tracy for D-Hop. Oh. I probably would have kept Tracy with your roster.
Yeah, Andrew Goat. You know that we call Tyrone here. We call Tyrone.
Because you're strong at wide receiver with Amon-Ra and Tyreek. And, I mean, it wins. Higgins is healthy.
Is it a PPR? It's PPR?
PPR or non-PPR. Still.
What?
He's very light at running back right now. That's the problem. Or potentially light in, the coming weeks. That's what I worry about. His benches, Bucky, Higgins, Reed, Ferguson, and D-Hop 5 bench, half PPR. He's got Ferguson and Njoku. I mean, I would try to trade. I mean, Njoku hasn't had his bye yet. That's the only problem. I was going to say trade a tight end, try to trade Ferguson away, but you'd still have to pick up another tight end at some point.
Take a picture while we're on.
All right, you're 6-2. If you're 6-2, Andrew, I mean, although I love Neighbors, I don't know how much of an upgrade he is over Jaden Reed. at the moment. So I don't know. I would probably hold for now just because you are 6-2. Sometimes when you're winning, you don't mess up
or
the cart. You just keep
or
rolling.
he's going for the jugular.
Yeah,
6
I
and
mean,
2, 6 and
okay.
2.
Here. Let me say this. If you're going to do this, and your running backs are going to be Kyron, James Cook, and Bucky, I know you only have 5 bench spots, but you have to at least handcuff Kyron. You need to have Blake Corum. Because if Kyron goes down and then you got James Cook and Bucky, you're fucked.
What's up, Tyler, baby?
So I would hold for now, personally.
What's up, Tyler Coat? I could pick up Taysom Hill or Zach Ertzman and Njoku on by. Taysom Hill, man. We're no fans of Taysom Hill.
And the whole thing is yeah, you can do that, but you're still gonna have to then drop someone at that point anyway. So it's yeah. I would probably just hold.
Trone, baby. Andrew, man, you're in the driver's seat, man. You're in the driver's seat. You could either hold and afford to take an L, but you could also continue to be the aggressor. Go for the jugular. You go up 7-2 by making it with the trade. You could go up 7-2 without the trade. You're in the driver's seat with a good squad. I mean, like that when it's all said and done, I don't think the deal is going to necessarily just like propel the squad all the way to the line without another loss or two along the way, because that's just the way it works. Nevertheless, you are in the driver's seat. Trone, baby. Trone GOAT. Of course you won. And now you're 3-5. Any suggestions? Trade. Well, I mean, look, we have to continue to improve, GOAT. I mean, we have to. 3-5. We need to get to 5-5. How are we going to get to 5-5?
Let's figure it out.
Jaden Daniels, Cheetah, Cooper, Saquon, Monty, and Njoku. This team is 3-5. McLaurin, D-Hop, Mooney, JSN, Mostert, Madison, Bo, Callahan, Tua
in my IR illegally. Well, get Tua out of here. Don't be that guy.
What the Jaden Daniels, Surrey, Cup, Barkley, Monty. What? You need Tyreek and Tua to be Tyreek and Tua. You need that. You just got Cup. You saw what the Cup effect does to you. You have Saquon. You have Monty. What could you? That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a 3-5 team. Now I understand it.
Yeah, Tyreek and Cup right there. Boom.
Now I understand it.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat here.
Let's roll. Let's roll, baby. Let's roll. Who's on waivers?
I mean, I don't even know if there's anyone on unless there's someone crazy on waivers. I don't think there's anyone that would be an upgrade over any of these, except for maybe like getting rid of Mostert.
Getting rid of Mostert. Goodbye. Get rid of Mostert. I'm getting rid of Mostert.
But other than that, I would drop. You don't need 3 quarterbacks if it's a 1 QB league.
Are you in South Florida, Tron? I kind of feel like we've answered this already. Having Mostert, Tyreek, and Tua. No, you're not in South Florida, but you are a Dolphins fan. I'm pretty sure we've covered this. You don't need to answer, Tron Goat. Yeah, if anything, let's look to add somebody off free agency that could possibly help this team. Other than that, man, you see what the cup effect. Now we're waiting on Cheetah with Tua, and it's freaking lights out to the rest of the league. Lights out.
Well, hang on. Tyler asked something that we skipped.
The Tyler Goat should have like a personal like text DM, our personal lines. That's what
Maybe-
the Tyler Goat.
Maybe
Tyler
one
Goat
day
should
we'll
have.
start up a direct access group.
That. Oh no, or Discord.
Yeah, then that's what I mean, like a Discord.
A Discord is that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
So stay tuned.
I thought you were gonna say something like I've seen some horse shit where people are like, oh, I have a second phone line, and for $5, you could text me your start sits. Fucking bullshit.
All right, start Coleman and Downs over Dell.
Keon, Josh Downs.
I'm not starting Coleman. Be
Josh,
careful. Be careful with Coleman, people. I know it's nice
two games in a row.
Yes, but Amari Cooper isn't gonna be this. He's only gonna grow into this. We knew it was gonna take him a couple weeks. With any trade, it takes the player a couple weeks to get involved. Learn how things go. Keon Coleman is not going to outproduce Amari Cooper the rest of the year. I'm sorry. So
You said something. You said something interesting though. That I'm actually, analyzing in my head.
What's that?
Grow into. Now you were referring to Amari Cooper, correct?
Yeah.
What if we're witnessing Keon Coleman growing into what they want to do in terms of Brady's offense?
If they were that confident in Keon Coleman, they wouldn't have traded for Amari Cooper.
But we might be seeing the effect of that though. No, I mean the byproduct of bringing or putting on the veteran wide receiver, the more polished wide receiver. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Amari Cooper, the more complete wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
What if these last 2 weeks? Now again, the first week with Amari Cooper, he wasn't even on the field for Keon Coleman in that score. And I'm not sure what that situation was last week because it's still Tuesday. I haven't looked into it. But what if this is the byproduct of having Amari Cooper there? Now Keon Coleman's being able to blossom. Maybe. I'm just saying. It's possible. However, in this situation, Coleman downs over Tank. And Tank faces Sauce Gardner. Well, Tyler, as much as we are Tank Dell guys here, I'm also here to tell you that no one should be scared of Sauce Gardner this season.
No.
And that Jets defense. It's not the same. It's just not. Unfortunately, it's not. So the Sauce Gardner thing should scare nobody at this point. Josh Downs over Tank Dell. That's the tough one. That's the tough one, Jonesy. It's not necessarily Coleman, but again, I wanted to comment on that because it's possible that we could see this continue to materialize into something for Coleman. We've asked our audience, we've asked our goats to go get Coleman last week. Now they got him.
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation, now we have to take it case by case. Now, Josh Downs does play Thursday night. No, I'm sorry. Tank Dell plays on Thursday night.
I mean, if it's me, I'm starting Dell. He's between him and Mixon, Schultz. That's the offense.
I think that's the move.
I mean, I'm not saying Downs can't have a good game or Coleman can maybe have a good game. I don't trust Coleman yet. Downs, I mean, he's now in play for me now that Flacco's under center, but I don't know if I'm starting Downs over Tank Dell. especially
Yeah.
when he's the only wide receiver that Stroud has. I mean,
I think we're gonna roll with Tank. Tyler Goat. We're gonna roll with Tank. We're gonna give him one more. We have to give him one more opportunity. I know it sounds like it's wishful thinking or along those lines.
mhm.
But I think we have to start Tank Dell based on the situation, based on the circumstances.
Yep.
And that Sauce Gardner, that Jets defense is not the same. I'm telling you, it's not the same. On paper, excuse me, on paper, yes, against the pass or allowing passing yards, they're still ranked well. They're still high up there, but this defense is not operating the same way. It's just not.
All right, we got one more, and then I got to get out here.
Then we're going to take off because we're going to be back on Friday night. Goats, we really appreciate you. Make sure that you please like the stream, subscribe to our channel. We're only going. Take it off, baby. Take it off.
All right, I can trade James Cook, Garrett Wilson, and Juwan Jennings for CeeDee Lamb and Mike Evans.
That's a hell of a trade. Why do you want to get rid of James Cook? Because you've got what are the running backs?
My RBs will be CMC. Good man for giving us this info without having to ask for it. Love that. CMC, JT.
The goats have been giving us good information. They've been giving.
Today's been good.
It's probably us missing the other pieces of the information. I promise you, we will continue to improve on that. But nevertheless, Bray Goat would be CMC, JT. Yeah, I mean, shit. You're gonna be rolling some dice with CMC if you're gonna get rid of James Cook. James Cook as my RB2 with CMC or my RB3 with CMC and JT. I feel that's scary. How about that? I wouldn't want to play that team with those three running backs that you have on the squad. I understand. No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm going to keep Garrett and James Cook. Look.
So right now he has DK, Puka, Garrett Wilson, Juwan Jennings, which I'm okay having DK, Puka, Garrett Wilson.
And you would also be having JT, James Cook, and CMC. There's no reason for Mike Evans and CeeDee Lamb here.
I mean, I like getting them, but I only having JT and CMC is a recipe for disaster, unfortunately. Just because we don't know exactly with CMC if it's the week after the bye or 2 weeks after, and
that's why I'm not. That's why that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't
have a problem holding James Cook.
I have Jordan Mason. Okay, so he has. Oh, and he has Ramondre. Okay.
Yeah, I know we're pounding it home for the CMC owners to have Jordan Mason or vice versa. And if you have Jordan Mason, trade him away to the CMC owner. So, yeah, we are pounding that home, and that is good insurance. I wouldn't want to move James Cook. I wouldn't.
I'm debating on it, actually.
What do we get?
Knowing that he has Mason.
So we'll get back to him. We'll get back to him Friday. Come back. Let's talk about this further on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I need more time to think.
Yeah, Bray Rock, man. We have a full lab. We have a lab. I can prove it. Where we just go through stuff, sift through fantasy stuff for the Tron Goat and all you goats. Bray Rock, appreciate you.
Appreciate you all.
Guys, we'll be back Friday. I want you to have a wonderful evening. Thank you for coming in for the Week 9 waiver show with unbelievable news. But what's more unbelievable are the goats that were here this evening, going over your teams. We're building the championship rosters. Until then, we'll be back Friday. Jonesy.
Deuces.
Deuces. Deuces. Appreciate you all. Hey, why don't we leave him? We'll leave on this note.
All in.
We're just all in. All in here.
Did you hit the end stream? I don't think you did. You're over there daydreaming about Burger King.
You gotta be kidding me, man. It's fucking shit. Like, how many times you gotta hit?
Do you want me to? Here.